I am Troy Anthony Harris. I am a proud resident of the South Side, and I live in the Southern Orchards neighborhood. I am not originally from the South Side of Columbus. I was actually born in Woodland Park, which is near is kind of considered the Mount Vernon area, and I was raised in the Agler Cassidy region on the north side. It's really interesting to me how I came to live on the South Side. When I was raised, the South Side was always seemed like a third world country to me. It was a completely different type of neighborhood than I was used to. About 5 years ago, I had the unfortunate circumstance where I lost my mother. And in losing my mother, I lost my place to live. I wasn't working at the time. I was almost practically homeless after my mother passed. I had a very good friend of mine who was a realtor, and he said to me plain out when he heard about my situation, Troy, get your stuff. I've got a place for you to live. So I did just that. And he gave me a place to live in his home, which was his childhood home in Vassar Village on the south side. So I lived on Oakwood Avenue near Markison Avenue for over 5 years. And that was my introduction to living on the south side. What got me engaged in the community, it really kind of came from church and community development for all people. When they realized that I was a resident of the South Side, they gave me an immediate invitation to join the South Side Neighborhood Leadership Academy, which was really natural for someone like me. I come from working in the nonprofit community, United Way of Central Ohio, which was one of the sponsors of Neighborhood Leadership Academy, and I was working at Nationwide Children's Hospital, um, which is another sponsor of the academy. So, from two of my employers, I was becoming a leader of the South Side through the South Side Neighborhood Leadership Academy. My experience living on the South Side is that the South Side is a very unique community. It is one of the few communities and neighbor and collection of neighborhoods in Columbus that really is still preserved to the level of its historic accuracy. By that, I mean that there has not been a lot of condo building on the south side. You still have a lot of the original families that lived on the south side. You still have a lot of the original homes and neighborhoods as they were originally imagined on the south side. I see the south side community as one of the remaining historically preserved neighborhoods that we have. In another case, I also see the South Side community as being a little bit more accessible to transportation. When I knew that I was going to be going through housing transition, I really stuck to my guns and said, I need to remain on the South Side because the South Side community has what we call Coda Plus, which is an on demand Uber services that's part of the Central Ohio Transit Authority, which is CODA. I have an app on my phone in which I can call up a CODA Plus shuttle and it can take me from point A to point B within a South Side zone and within minutes. So I can use the CODA Plus to get to where I need. And the benefit of that is that I'm keeping my business and shopping and efforts on the south side, as well as having the accessibility to get to where I need on the south side very quickly. So we have something very unique in the South Side zone of Coda Plus. I think a positive of the South Side are the very diverse neighborhoods that we have. We have Vassar Village, we have Hungarian Village, we have German Village, we have Southern Orchards. These are different neighborhoods that represent the different ethnicities that kind of settled on the South Side. And I am one that really likes diversity, and so I really celebrate that diversity. A negative is that I think we could use more centralized locations on the south side. I like the idea of a main street, which we kind of have somewhat in Parsons Avenue, but I think something with a little bit more kind of national chain, maybe even kind of serving some of our other streets like Lockbourne Road or Marion Road. We do have something in Great Southern, but I think some more kind of centralized areas. One of the things that I think we need more of in our society is shared experiences. And I think if we can create some more shared experiences of our residents on the South Side, that could be of a greater benefit to us. I hope to discover more home ownership opportunities for people. We have a problem throughout the city of being able to find affordable housing. And I think that there are opportunities on the south side, not only for affordable housing, but for home ownership for people who might not have seen that as a possibility before. I also think that there is an opportunity for small business and entrepreneurship on the south side. We have a lot of vacancies in terms of retail and warehousing and creative spaces on the south side. So I think that there's a real opportunity for hubs of small business and entrepreneurship on the south side that we might not find in other communities. I think one of the great things that really has kind of come out of my leadership in this community is the work that I'm doing with Church and Community Development for All People and their Avenue for All festival. I have been the host and MC of Avenue for All for the last 5 years, and we'll be going on our sixth year of doing the Avenue for All celebration. The Avenue for All celebration is about celebrating the diversity of businesses on the south side. So we close off Parsons Avenue for about a 5 block stretch, and we do what we call a passport, in which our attendees will go and visit the different businesses on Parsons Avenue. And then I MC the entertainment stage. So we will have an entertainment stage that is central to the festival, in which we promote entertainment and have different people perform and play music and engage with the children. It's a really wonderful day that's completely free to our South Side neighbors and families.